Okay, I am Alexandria Ramey, or Flynn, and I am doing my project on hormone treatment for teenagers. So, in recent years, gender has become more of a forefront to society. Gen Z and millennials are more open-minded and more educated than previous generations, which has led to us rediscovering the gender spectrum. The gender spectrum has always existed and has been observed in all cultures pre-colonialism. AKA colonialism is the telling of all history has tried to erase the gender spectrum and force society into these binaries that people have to abide by. However, after a few hundred years, society is becoming more accepting of themselves and each other, allowing for us to get rid of the binary shackles. Gender reassignment, hormone treatment, and surgery should not be prohibited in teenagers because they can understand how they feel. They know how their bodies feel and what makes them comfortable. They are free people that deserve the rights to make their own decisions. Denying a person the rights to their gender often leads to depression and suicide. And allowing a teenage body to mature in the way that makes them most comfortable is the right thing to do. I am non-binary, gender fluid. I use they, them pronouns, which means my gender is not in the binary of a woman. I can shift throughout the spectrum of feeling levels of femininity and masculinity, and I can easily say that if I felt able to question my gender in high school and I was able to understand it, then I would consider hormone treatment going through puberty. If someone gave me the option of hormone treatment at that age, I would have said yes. It would have allowed my body to develop in a more androgynous manner which would make me more comfortable today. I'd feel less gender dysphoria, which means that I personally and others like me don't feel comfortable within our bodies and within our skins because they don't align with how our gender feels and exists. Many people question whether or not younger youth can know themselves enough at that age to be able to make these decisions themselves. I can confidently say they can. I might not have been able to tell you what my gender was in middle school and high school, but I still understood what I was feeling. I have known since middle school that my body just wasn't right. This mostly pertains to my boobs on my chest. They have always felt like some foreign object thrown onto my body. Someone took glue and said, here, these things you have to live with for the rest of your life, and they're never going to feel right, and they're going to make you uncomfortable, and they're going to hurt your back, and they're going to make it so that you can't get in a comfortable position when you sleep, and you have to live with it. So when I'm able to, I'm going to get top surgery so I don't have to feel that dysphoria anymore, so I can feel more like myself as myself. Which all adds up to me supporting hormone treatment for teenagers, because if I was given the option as a teenager, I would have taken it. For teenagers, when working with medical professionals pertaining to their gender, it's recommended that each doctor and each treatment is specific to that person, because gender and your understanding of gender is extremely personal and varies all over the place. This means that not every teenager who is seeking gender-affirming treatment will want the same thing. Some may want complete hormone replacement therapy. Some may want slight hormone change so that their body stays or doesn't change to be more comfortable within it. and within their gender. However, others may want complete therapy, such as a trans man going on testosterone. Now, many states are trying to deny the youth their rights, not only to medical treatment, but to just being teenagers existing, like applying to be on a certain sports team. A trans woman in some states isn't allowed to apply to the female sports teams because she's trans. And that's segregation of not only gender, but of athletic ability. Like, a woman who identifies as a woman could be on a male athlete team and be just as good as all of them, but it's perceived that she isn't because she's a woman. The same way that it's perceived that a trans woman would have an unfair advantage because genetically she was born male. It's not fair, and it's not right. And in Arkansas, according to US Today, they have completely banned trans youth from getting treatment. This does not only include hormone therapy and replacement and surgery, this also includes psychiatric treatment. So they're not allowed to go to a therapist and talk about their gender. It's denying a person the right to medicine. That is allowing for states to make medical decisions without having a medical license or a degree that allows them to practice medicine. It is allowing for uneducated people to make decisions about other people's bodies without having any knowledge on how to help those people. Which unfortunately isn't something that's just happening to trans youth or trans people. It's also happening to women. Women's rights are being taken away through not being allowed abortion or any sort of birth control treatment or any rights to their body at all. It's wrong. And the people that are making these legislations believe that they're right mostly because of sexism and religious biases and other things that are segregating and oppressing hundreds of thousands of people a day, if not millions, globally. For LGBT youth, I want to talk about depression and suicide. According to the Trevor Project, LGBT youth are 4 times more likely to consider suicide than their non-LGBT youth. I myself have experienced depression and suicide. Growing up, not being able to fully understand who I was, why I felt different, made it extremely difficult to connect or feel comfortable or feel any sense of joy. I felt very alone and wished for someone to help me when there was no one. This would have been much worse if I knew that my family wouldn't have accepted me. I was very lucky that they did, but I have friends that don't. They've had to face being kicked out of their homes, being abused, being forced into conversion therapy, aka torture. It's easy to see how a person facing all of these things would consider dying better than the trauma. I myself understand it, and I don't even know what I would do if I was in their situations. Lastly, I want to talk about the morals of the subject. We are taught in school that everyone deserves equal rights. However, they don't tell us that going into society, that lives and the rules are actually stated as everyone deserves equal rights but those who blank. Our society claims to be equal, but the government is constantly taking away the rights of people because they are different. This isn't right, it's not equal, it's not even constitutional, yet it's still happening. I don't have the right to my own body throughout the US because someone else decided that they don't like who I am. I can't change who I am or how I feel, but you're going to try and punish me for that anyways. You're going to try and oppress me because I can't change who I am. This is the most awful thing that the government can do to its people. Everyone should have complete, unrestricted rights to their bodies. Everyone should feel safe to be who they are wherever they go. Everyone should be given equal rights and opportunities no matter what their gender, their anything. Trans youth and non-binary youth are going into being adults understanding that they may go places where they don't have rights to their bodies, where they won't be given medical treatment, where they won't have job opportunities because they're trans, where they know they can be hurt and possibly even killed for being who they are. All of this is appalling and shouldn't be happening. We should be moving forward. But unfortunately, there are people that keeping the society back. I want to move forward. Thank you.